section. Good evening, guys. I'm Sandesh Rao. Today I am here to make a presentation regarding the schedule of quantities for selected trades using appropriate software. We measure different trades in our course module 609, measurement for small and large building. So I'm making a presentation. So talking about the agenda or things which I will gonna describe in this presentations are, firstly I will gonna describe about costx. Secondly, I'm going on opening costx and navigation, creating new building, how to create things in a costx. Secondly, I will do how to measure and quantifying things in the costx, and then how to insert workbook in costx, as well as how to prepare cost SOQ and by using costx. And lastly, I will also going to describe about how to build up a cost estimation in costx. And lastly, I will going to conclude my view on it. So firstly, describing about what costx. Costx is our software which is useful in construction, which helps to estimate cost and measure building plans. It works with both 2D and 3D models, so which makes our life easy to measure a plan, and which makes it easier to calculate material and cost. And there are different features of costx. So most of them, in all of them, I have mentioned few. First, features of costx is cost estimating. Secondly, quantity takeoff. Thirdly, change management. Fourth, budget management. And fifth, reporting and analytics. And as I'm describing about costx, there are different softwares which are available in construction industry, such as AutoCAD, Bluebeam, PlanSwift, and then Revit. And among them, the primary functions of these softwares are, like, for example, in AutoCAD it had 2 and 3 dimension drafting, and then it have in Bluebeam we have PDF markup and collaboration, and in PlanSwift we can do 2D takeoff and estimation, and in Revit we can do 2D, 3D and beam modeling. And while comparing costx with these 4 softwares, AutoCAD have no build intake off or estimation, mainly used for drafting only. AutoCAD is only used for drafting only, and Bluebeam, in comparison to costx, had limited document basis and takeoff, and not advanced for costing. And thirdly, comparing PlanSwift to costx, like PlanSwift it has simple 2D takeoff, as it not as advanced as costx, and it was for 3D and beam modeling. And lastly, describing and comparing Revit to the costx, it has the Revit have design and beam modeling, but need other tool for cost takeoff. So it's a bit advanced, so it's not that widely used in construction. So we prefer costx. And thirdly, lastly, talking about the base things about all those costx, it does just have bad things, drawbacks. It also had some best part. So first, talking about AutoCAD, best thing is like it is used for design and drafting of construction drawing. Secondly, Bluebeam document reviewing and approval process. And for PlanSwift, it has small contracts need wide takeoff. For small contracts for quick takeoff, PlanSwift is easy option. And thirdly, Revit, it has designing buildings and creating 3D visualization, which is a bit advanced, which is not, so that's why it's not using. It's not that usable. I won't say usable. Like, it's not popular in construction industry. Well, so describing about the advantage of costx, as we know, like, it has a lot of advantage. First advantage of costx is it can do 2D or 3D integration or modeling, and it also can be assessed by multiple users. So it is it can be multi-user integration or collaboration. Thirdly, it have compatibility. Fourthly, it is accurate, as in calculation it can be costx could be accurate, as if we start doing a manual things, it is a bit headache or it's a bit difficult. So costx make it accurate, easy, and it's increase the productivity. And thirdly, it is flexible. Well, as going through my course like agenda, the first thing is like opening costx and navigating and creating a new building. While opening costx, we will be designing a building using the new building project. Since we are doing the measurement only for one building, as a student version, we are just doing one building for student. Pause. As we are doing student version, so we are doing new building. So we are in new building project, since as I have already mentioned that as we are doing only one project, so we are, and as a student version we are just using new project rather than not new building rather than new project. While creating new building, we have to select new building. We have to fill in the required details under new building or properties of the building in property table. Like we have to mention certain properties under property table, like creating new buildings, such as building name, code, type, adjust the measurement units, and finalize the thing and insert a create the folder. After that, we can insert the drawing to start the project. So while inserting the drawing, there are few things which I have mentioned there, like to import drawings from building estimation in costx. We can go to the drawing tab to the top, which is located in the topmost corner of the screen in the window. Add the required PDF version of the drawing and select a specific page containing the figure needed for calculation. While measuring and quantifying measurement and qualification by using costx, that we for measuring area in costx, we need to first of all we need to make a dimension of in which we are which area or measurement we are taking. We are taking for example, we are taking basement pile foundation for the measurement. Here we are setting up 10 pile rigs. The pile foundation where driving piles is 10 meter deep, and there are 20 driving piles total, which is total 200 meters. And describing a GFA. GFA is the total sum of outer premises or outer side of the buildings. We are calculating GFA of the buildings to know unit area of per square to determine the project size. And talking about floor finishes, in this project we measure the floor finishes for carpenter, marble and tiles. These different size of tiles for different areas, like 200 by 200 mm tiles are used for the bathrooms, 250 mm by 250 mm tiles used in balcony, and 300 and 600 and 600 mm tiles are used for kitchen, living rooms and walking stairs. And we also have done some there are certain details areas which I have calculated on skirting of marble skirting, tile skirting and timber skirting. While talking about inserting quantities to workbook, we have to create workbook for toolbar and click and add. Double click on the F subtotal to open the workbook to able to create layers on the spreadsheet for SOQ. and fill the required details as per codes, description, unit, and required things. While preparing SOQ, we have to create, first of all, we have to create a workbook. And when we create a workbook and make a certain description, for example, we made preliminaries, floor finishes, and then different other trades. We have to enter details and fill the following information for each items. For example, code, description, unit, and factors. And add quantities on it and double check it and then save it as to make a SOQ. These are the pictures, which is not, I don't think it's visual, sorry for that. Preparing cost estimation for this assessment. To create a cost estimation, we adopt the first principal law, which is labor, material, plant, and then wastage and overhead profit. So developing cost estimation for each trade involves researching material price available in the material or obtaining from different suppliers. This includes cost material, miscellaneous item, labor, equipment, subcontractors, and many more. Unit rates are calculated as per the square meters. And when we prepare those things, we make a proper presentation and documentation. These are the pictures of this is the preparation of SOQ. And lastly, for the conclusion, we explain how we in this presentation I explain how to effectively use costx software for proper project analysis and estimation. We use costx to accurate calculation and the gross floor area, pile work, floors, and other essentials construction component in terms of area, length, and quantity. These are my references, which I have from where I get little bit information. And thank you.
Thank you, Rahul. Nice presentation. I have some few questions to you. How you measure the GFA?
Well, generally GFA stands for gross floor area. So we measure GFA like overall outer surface of the building, excluding, so there are certain things which we have to exclude, like balconies and lifts, void, those things. There are a lot of things.
What are the trades you come across with for your presentation?
For my presentation, I put like floor area, and then skirting, and then floor area is a pipe, and then the last. That's all.
Okay. How do you do the pricing with BOQ? What is techniques you are following?
Well, for making BOQ cost estimation for BOQ, first there are different ways, but in this project we as a student we adopted first principle where we calculate labor cost, material cost, and plant or equipment, and wastage and overhead profits.
Well, first we go for the market and
Yes.
Okay, all in all good. Thank you very much.
Sure.